Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the spoilers and theories for NCIS Season 11, Episode 17, I think. Rock in a Hard Place. All I can think about when I see this title is the Lizzie McGuire episode, Bra and a Hard Place. Maybe they're related somehow. What even is this episode? What is it? Is this even a real episode? So this is the official press release for this episode. So then in the promo, we see Palmer's having a baby. But the more important of the two storylines, Tony has to help a rock star stay in protective custody, and not even like a Coldplay or Maroon 5. No, or even like Bon Jovi. I don't know. He's some guy, 80s, and they're like in his apartment and they're partying. I don't see why this is happening. So let me get this straight. Plotline A, Tony meets a washed-up rock star from the 80s. Plotline B, Jimmy and Brina meet their firstborn child. Because clearly the Tony storyline took precedence. And out of all the Tony storylines, this is the one that gets plot A. They couldn't think of anything else this season that was slightly more deserving. Because let's just forget all the emotional trauma and multiple layers of shit that Tony went through because screw it, he's meeting Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. So in other news, just unimportant shenanigans, Jimmy and Brina are having a baby. But who cares about that? I do have to admit, this is the one, like, light in this dark season that brings me joy. And it also seems kind of rushed, but I don't even care. Because Gibbs is helping Tony. Oh, I wish it was Tony. Gibbs is helping Jimmy be a father, and it's so sweet. It kind of, in that Gibbs way, I don't know. And just, something that confuses me is this seems like very fitting for this like near finale time. This seems like something that would be like in one of the episodes in the 20s, like something very close to the finale. And plotline A just, it feels but the whole Tony storyline just feels like the first half of the season filler. I don't understand why they paired these two episode plot lines together. Maybe I'll understand it better once I see the episode, but it's just so weird. Is the rock star the baby's father, actually? Is Jimmy going to decide he no longer wants to become a father and pursue his career as a 80s rock star? Who paired these episodes together? Because literally in the promo, it's like one clip of Tony being like, there's a drunk man with young women in my apartment. That's not me or my father. There's plotline B, just chilling with Jimmy being like, yeah, this woman's having my baby. Obviously, they just start like peanut butter and jelly. Just how could we see one without the other? Is Brina even in this episode? I completely forgot to check the cast list. I think she would be. A little weird if she wasn't. I will never get over how ironic it is that like the baby storyline comes into play right after Ziva leaves, so there's like no chance of like any Tony and Ziva like baby moments. I'm like crying just imagining how all the opportunities wasted. They would have been handed to us on a silver platter, and it all fell apart. So it's like sand slipping through my fingers. Alright, I'm kind of being unfair because I'm throwing a lot of shade at this episode and I haven't even seen it, but just the premise seems so wildly season 11, if you will, that I can't even take it. I feel like, a decade from now when we're looking back, there's Tony and Kate and they're making fun of Proby McGee. That's season 1. Ziva all wild and rugged and super foreign, season 3, maybe 4, depending on the episode. Very raw, emotional Ziva and Tony, beginning of season 7. Weird relationships, season 8. Tony and Ziva getting as close to being in a relationship as you can be without actually getting in a relationship. That's season 10, hands down. And then there's Tony being a hostess for a washed up 80s rocker. Well, Brina and Jimmy's first child is born. That's definitely a season 11 episode. So easily categorized. I could just stare at the ground in confusion for 5 more minutes, but I think I'm just gonna wrap it up and do that when I get upstairs. So I will see you guys for the recap and review of Rockin' a Hard Place, and hopefully this episode will make some kind of sense. See you then.